Well, what is going on, everyone? Welcome back to Kitchen Table TCG. Today we're going to open two Riftbound League of Legends Origins booster boxes. We're going to do it on a sorcery playmat because I don't believe Riftbound has playmats. These boxes are for my good friend and yours, Screen Watcher 33, who may actually interrupt us as we're filming this video at the shop. He's actually on his way to pick up his boxes. He told me I could open two of the boxes from his case. Riftbound releases yesterday. Today is actually Friday, but I'll post this video on Saturday. I thought this would be a good opportunity to talk about Riftbound a little bit, to try to pull an overnumbered card, which is the big chases here. And it's cool. Riftbound seems to have the most hype of the new TCGs coming out kind of this year. There's our first foil. Let's see, I don't know the rarity symbols. We'll figure out as we go. Our first foil there. I'm guessing that's a rare, and then that's a token. So the rare, I'm guessing, has this little sign there. Now the overnumbered cards will be the cards that have a number greater than the back of the card. Typical to what like Pokemon does. Their chase cards are overnumbered. Uh-oh, did we already get one? Did we already get one? What is this? What is this? That's not overnumbered. That's just a full art, I believe. I believe that's called a full art. Hand of Noxus. Now, I'm not a League of Legends fan, but we did want to do like a review. My first initial take is that the cutter seems to be leaving a lot of fraying on the card. It's kind of interesting there. We're going to put that in the full art pile. Here's another rare, and then a rune, which I believe is the... we got 3 foils in that pack. Hard to see. 3 foils in that pack. Crazy. The piles are going to be all over the place. And the rarity, that may be the rare there. Who knows? You know, it's hard. When you have new games like this, it's hard to know exactly what the rarity is. Wanted to give a thought on the demand of Riftbound. The demand of Riftbound at MSRP seems very, very great. But the market seems... All right, so there's a... This must be the uncommon. The market seems to be rejecting any significant increase in price on TCG Player. As supply has come out, the market seems to have rejected that extra price. Oh, overnumbered? Nope, not overnumbered. Just a full art Dead Bloom Predator. The foiling on this is very subtle on the cards. Very subtle foiling. It seems like people, you know, one of the things that happens at distribution is you don't get your full numbers. You don't know exactly how many boxes you're getting until the invoices are sent. You know, sometimes stores will be able to get a little bit more boxes when it comes time to invoicing than when they do the allocation. The Tide Turner, that artwork looks cool. And Yasuo. And so what happens is this extra supply kind of enters the market, and a lot of stores can't on TCG Player pre-sale. They don't have the permissions on TCG Player to do the pre-selling. And so when boxes finally hit the market, you start seeing the real demand and the real pricing. And so I think we're going to start seeing that, which is probably good for a new TCG to not just go instantly crazy to the moon. Vayne, the Hunter, and 161, oh, the Bounty Hunter. This is one of the face cards, I think. One of the cards that's been on a lot of the promo material. Misfortune. Again, I don't know anything about League of Legends. I tried to play League of Legends once, but I do get really excited about new TCGs. And this one in particular, the gameplay mechanics, the style of gameplay, it seems like it's going to be pretty quick-paced games. And that's like what a lot of people really like about One Piece. And so I think that's going to translate pretty well here as we get into the game. And locally, we've had a lot of people really interested in it. A lot of people picking up the demo decks and trying it out. We're going to be running our events on a Tuesday night. We try to keep Friday nights for Magic and that kind of stuff. But there has been a lot of interest. It feels a lot like Lorcana when Lorcana first came out. And I think that is going to be kind of where we are with this game. I think it's going to be a competitor to like the Lorcanas of the world. I'm not sure the IP is big enough. The IP is great, right? I'm not sure there's enough people who want to play non-Magic to make it start competing in the top like 3. But I do think that that's the goal for Riftbound. I do think Riftbound believes they are going to compete in the kind of top 3 of TCGs. Tasty Fey Folk. The artwork is pretty good. I think if you are a fan of the game, I think you'll really like the artwork. And there is Yasuo, the Wind Rider. Now, the overnumbered cards are artwork from the League of Legends staff, I believe. It's artwork that was used in the League of Legends, game. It's kind of concept art and really exciting artwork from the kind of those things, which brings in a lot of League of Legends fans, and that's cool. Whirlwind. Oh, and Herald of the Arcane. Dude, the full arts look cool. The foiling is just a little subtle. It's not, the mask on the foiling just isn't quite as strong as I would like to see it in an Udor the Wildman. The Herald of the Arcane looks pretty cool. I've heard that the overfoils or the overnumbered cards are 2 per case. So cases are 6 boxes, and that a lot of people who are opening cases are getting 2 of those overnumbered cards. So we'll see if we can't pull Screen Watcher, one of those here today. Thousand-Tailed Watcher. Oh, and a Set Brawler. Dude, those full art cards just look so good. Yeah, mechanics seem really fun. It seems, it's not a Magic clone, which is really important. And honestly, most of the games coming out these days have identified that you can't just be a Magic clone. You have to bring something exciting and new to the table. The Machine Evangel, Misfortune again, the non-full art, Ahiri. Lots of foils in that pack. Lots of foils in that pack. But the fast pace kind of back and forth. And then they have the 4-player variant coming out with the Proving Grounds. And that is coming out at the same time. I think that's another big thing. Games, I think, should provide a 4-player experience because a lot of people play Commander. And so their expectation of TCGs is a 4-player experience. And so I think if you want to compete with the current world and the current market, I think that's kind of the place to go. And you need to be able to do that. But also the competitive play, I think, will actually have quite a turnout for this game. There's the Nine-Tailed Fox in the full art. It's hard to know what's a hit on the non-foil cards because some of them kind of feel foily. The Nine-Tailed Fox artwork's incredible. I do like the style. I think, again, if you play League of Legends, you will probably like the art style too. It feels, it doesn't feel too like animated, but it feels video gamey. When you look at the card, you can feel what the video game was and what it would be like if you had the perspective of the card. I think that's a win because they definitely want to keep. See, that was a foil. It's hard to know what the foil. Maybe it's just our lighting here, but it's hard to know. Like that foil is just so light. I can't pronounce that. And a Cadron the Eternal, the Infernal. Cool dragon there. Leader mechanics are interesting too. It's going to be a good game. This is going to be a good game. I think the question is how big can another game get? There are so many new card games on the market, and there are only a finite amount of people to play the card games. There's only oh, we got an autographed overnumbered card. That's good. Holy moly, the Radiant Dawn, autographed and numbered. Okay, now this is cool. See that texture? Now that looks like a cool card. So this is overnumbered, and then I believe there's another variant that is with the autograph there. So Screen Watcher 33, holy moly. Congratulations, that is crazy. That texture looks so cool too. I don't think that all the overnumbered cards have the autograph. I want to say that I read and that is a special variant. Correct me in the comment section if I'm wrong. I'm sure there's going to be people roasting me in the comment section for going over things that aren't 100% accurate. Welcome to there being a billion card games on the market and wanting to cover a lot of them and wanting to stock all of them. We're carrying this game in the store. We're doing the organized play. I've got my staff that knows how to play Riftbound and enjoys it, and they tell me the things that people are liking about it and that kind of stuff. It is hard these days to keep up with all the card games and all the different things. Daughter of the Void. I like the purple art on this game. The purple artwork just kind of looks cool. So yeah, all right, already Screenwatcher 33 already got, I assume Suki, yeah, is the artist. I don't think it's the voice actor, right? I think it's the artist. Is that true? Yeah, that's the artist. I thought that there was something to do with the voicing, but maybe not. Maybe that's another game. Man, these cuts are weird. See all the fraying at the top of the cut? But it almost, I don't know, it doesn't go away. That one didn't go away. The cutter on the machines definitely got a little soft mid-production here on some of these Riftbound cards. Very interesting. The organized play seems like it's going to be pretty strong. They finally got the signups going, so that's good. People seem to be excited about the release events, and all in all, I think there's a lot of excitement for Riftbound. I think a lot of people are going to hop into it. I think this is going to be a lot similar to Lorcana, where on the initial release, there's going to be a lot of people interested in playing. And then the question becomes, is it like Lorcana where the desire kind of fell off set 2 and 3, and there just didn't become people who were, I mean, there are people who are really committed to it, but there didn't become the wide mass, ooh, there's the Swift Scout. It didn't become the number 1, number 2, number 3 thing. It wasn't able to grow that scale and that large. I think Riftbound is going to try to compete with that scene. It'd be very interesting to see if they can. I would not sell my Magic collection for Riftbound. I'm just saying. I would not do that. I think that Riftbound has a lot going for it, but in a world where there are so many card games and only so many people who want to sit down and play card games, the number one competitor to all these card games, other than each other, is also like video games and other things that you do in your life. And at the end of the day, there's just only so many people around to play in card games and to engage in these different things. And the pool of people is very similar for all the card games. Now, League of Legends probably has, Riftbound probably has some extra people just because of the League of Legends. Oh, that's cool. The Last Breath. Now that one has a different star on the bottom. I wonder if I bet you that's a big pole. It's got it's kind of a polygon on the bottom. That's cool. The Last Breath. All right, that was a good first box. Screen Watcher, you got the big chase card. One of the big chase cards, which is the over-numbered. And that one is signed again. I'm not sure if all of them are signed or not, but that one is, so that's cool. You'll be excited to see that. Maybe you'll see it in a couple minutes pulling into the store. All right, let's see what we get in box 2. Let's count. Hold on, before we get there, I'm gonna set that back up here. In box 1, we got how many full arts? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 full arts in, what is this, 24 packs? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 in the box. Yeah, so about half of the packs have a full art. Interesting. Half the packs having a full art is more than I would have guessed. Ooh, what's that one? Leona the Zealot. This is an alt art. Okay, so this is an alt art. Maybe this is the one that has, it's not overnumbered. So maybe the alt art is the different artwork that is from Riot, maybe? That texture is really cool. The Leona Zealot. Wow, look at that texture. That thing pops. That is cool. All right, congratulations. Screen Watcher, I don't know values on these cards. I don't know if we just pulled a $5,000 mega card. I don't think that's going to be the case in this game with being able to pull basically 2 per case on the over number. I'm not sure that the demand for the game is going to be able to bring card values in that realm, but that could be a couple $100. Like, I think that's going to be a couple $100 card, which is cool. Ravenborn Tome. Got some other cool stuff in here. Radiant Dawn, I think we already saw that card. And a Stormbringer. So I also saw people talking about the number of boxes to open to get a full kind of set. And I want to say it was, I'm not going to, I think it was a case gets you 1 copy of almost everything. So you're going to get a lot more copies of like the commons and uncommons and stuff like that. But I think a case gets you basically 1 copy of all of the kind of chase cards, all the like more higher rarity cards is what people were talking about, which is pretty good. I mean, I think I don't like it when games have these cards that are super, super, super rare, and they are played in the game, and you have to open 40 cases to get that card. I don't like that. Like, I think that's silly. I think the playable cards should be relatively easy to get if you open a case, if you open a whatever. Maybe you have to trade for some. But I think that the over-numbered cards, the kind of really hard chases that are alt art, I do like that those are hard to get. When those are hard to get, it makes people excited to open packs. Nobody wants to open packs when they don't feel like they can get something special. When they feel like the highest value of a card they can pull is $20, people don't get excited. They're just gonna go out and buy singles. Time Warp, oh, that's a cool looking card. That is a cool looking Time Warp. And so I do like the high chase, high rarity thing, as long as those cards aren't exclusively high chase, high rarity for the gameplay. In other words, there's a dumber, a less expensive version of the card, the exact same mechanics. Oh my gosh, another textured alternate art card here. Dang, that is sick. The texture on these is really cool. I'm a big fan of textured cards. I wish Magic would do more of it. All right, there we go. Screen Watcher 33, 3 textured cards in a box and a half so far. I'm gonna go out and say that's pretty good. Unless there's a textured foil per box, which very easily could be the case, because those other 2 were not overnumbered. We only got 1 overnumbered card. The other 2 are regular number with an A next to it, which I believe would mean alternative art. So, pretty cool. It's a fun opening. Blind Monk with the full arts. There's enough variance here to make you kind of look at the cards and be excited about it, and that's important. Like, the opening experience in a card game is also very, very important. Again, if people don't enjoy opening the product, if that's not an experience in and of itself, they'll just go out and just buy singles. Ooh, the Icathin Rain. Again, the purple just looks really cool. The artwork in purple, I don't know what, I'm not like a big fan of the color purple, but just like the mysterious kind of magic nature of the game, and then mixed with the artwork that's purple, the purple cards look really cool. Karma, Twisted Fate, oh, that's cool artwork. It's pretty cool. The Gambler. So yeah, coming down to the final couple packs here, final half of box. Let me know what you're thinking about Riftbound. Are you really excited about this game? Give me some feedback in the thought process on Riftbound. Is this here to stay? Is this game going to be around in 20 years? Karthus, the Eternal. Or is this kind of just a kind of one-off type thing? They're going to make a couple sets. They're going to realize that the TCG industry isn't as big as the video game industry and get kind of into other things. You know, is this going to be something that we are still playing and still excited about in 20 years? Or is this going to be something that in a couple of years kind of phases out? A lot of card games can't make it through that kind of 4 or 5 sets. I'm curious to hear what the community thinks. Oh, the Boss. Look at that. The Boss. That's a cool card. Warwick and a Victor Leader. That's not textured, right? On this camera, it's hard for me to see while I'm going. I don't know. I just feel like this game, it's hard for me to imagine that Riot, a company that makes a metric ton of money on video games, doesn't doesn't overanalyze how many boxes they can sell in a market that is very, 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 the TCG industry is just much smaller. Dude, the invert timelines, that thing looks sick too. That artwork is really cool. You know, it's an industry that is much smaller than the video game industry. And so I just don't know that they can, look at the cuts on those cards. That's kind of crazy. I just don't know that they can sell through as many boxes as maybe they would want to, being in an industry that they're selling millions and billions of video games, right? Like the revenue for the video game industry is so immense. And also not kind of, ooh, the loose cannon. You have events. You have to do all these things that cost money for a company. Oh, we got a foil Fury rune, our first one of those that's also textured. That's cool. So you have alternate. So we got 3 alt arts in that last box, I think. That's kind of crazy. I think that's where that alt art came from. Yeah, I think we got 3 alt arts. It was the first pack of this last box. That's crazy. Anyway, give me your thoughts in the comment section on that. I tend to lean towards this will be a really good game for a few years, and then Riot will kind of basically be like, oh, this is never going to be worth the time and resources that we would need to put into it. That kind of feels like where I think this game will end up being. But we'll see. We'll see. It's just a weird time. There's so many games. Rasa the Sonderer, Seal of Focus. It's not an alt art. All right, 3 packs left. Can we get another alt art? I don't think in this box we're gonna get another alt art. I doubt it. I doubt it. Ooh, what do we got back there though? Another alt art would be crazy. I want it for Screen Watcher 33. The Unforgiven. Last pack. Thank you so much for letting me open these boxes, my friend. Those of you who are local, Tuesday nights we'll be doing Riftbound tournaments at 6:30. Come hang out, play Riftbound. Let us know what you think of it. We do have product available in store. The Zenith Blade. We do have boxes available online, but product in store will be a little bit cheaper. The Zenith Blade final pull. Screen Watcher, I think you did pretty good. 3 alt arts and an over-numbered Radiant Dawn. Your 3 alt arts were the Fury Rune, the Kaisa Survivor, and Leona, the Zealot. Very cool. Thank you so much. Hope you guys have a great day. Remember to be kind to the people around you. We'll see you again next video.